Welcome, word detectives. We're kicking off our time travel language expedition explainer today, and we're going to crack the codes of championship spelling. I am so excited to guide you through this, because we are not just memorizing random letters today. No way. We're tracking a single, incredibly powerful piece of language through thousands of years of history. We'll see exactly how it shapes the words we use every single day. Let's just jump right in.
Okay, here's our expedition map for today. We've got 6 thrilling stops. First up, the journey of LOCUS. Then, mapping language pathways. 3 is etymology secrets and detectives. 4, our 7 key spelling patterns. 5, spelling alerts and memory tricks. And finally, a mini challenge and review to wrap it all up.
Stop number 1, the journey of LOCUS and its ancient roots.
All right, so here is the golden formula you absolutely need to know. Locus simply means place. You see, champion spellers know that words aren't just a random jumble of letters. They have a deep history. Thousands of years ago, the ancient Romans literally used the word locus to describe a place on a map, a specific battle position, or even just an assigned seat in a theater. And the coolest part? That core idea of a place, position, or location has survived centuries. Scientists, engineers, and linguists, they are all still relying on it today.
Moving right along to stop 2. Mapping language pathways through centuries of evolution.
Let's track how this original Latin word actually traveled through time. Locus evolved into late Latin as localis, then into Old French as local, before finally landing in modern English as a word we literally use all the time, local. And did you notice what happened to the meaning? Absolutely nothing. It stayed belonging to a place the entire time. Tracing this path is a total game changer for championship spellers because it helps them predict spellings by truly understanding the word's DNA. We see this exact same evolution with the word location. Look at how the verb locere hopped through late Latin and French to eventually become location in English. Now, the endings changed a few times over the centuries, sure, but that core idea of placing something, that stayed rock solid. Okay, now this is where things get really fascinating. We're looking at a linguistic phenomenon called assimilation. See, when the Latin prefix ad was attached to locere, the D actually shifted to an L simply because it was easier to say out loud. It became allocare, which gives us that tricky double L in our modern English word, allocate. And the exact same thing happens with collocate. The prefix com shifts to call right before the L. Once you get this rule, it instantly explains why certain words have double letters. It's like finding a cheat code. And check out just how versatile this root really is. Relocate has kept almost the exact same meaning for 2,000 years. Dislocate literally means to move out of place, and professionals everywhere are using these exact pathways today. Translocation is huge in biology and genetics. Bilocation pops up in old religious texts, and engineers build locators for GPS and navigation tech. This root is literally everywhere. All right, on to part 3, etymology secrets and detectives. Let's crack this code. Elite spellers spot these 3 recurring patterns right away, and it transforms these massive, terrifying 14-letter words into super obvious building blocks. First up, if a word begins with loc, it is almost certainly coming straight from locus. Second, verbs like allocate or locate stem from locera, meaning to place. And third, whenever you see a noun ending in ation, it's describing the actual act or process of placing something. Think allocation. Easy, right? Okay, word detectives, I've got a challenge for you. Pause the explainer right here if you need to, and take a look at these 4 words: relocation, collocate, translocate, and dislocate. Based on what we've been talking about, can you guess the literal meaning of their ancient parts and what they mean today? Let's go ahead and reveal those answers. Just look at how neatly these line up. Take translocate. Knowing trans means across and loc means place literally translates to place across. That instantly gives away its modern meaning, to move from one place to another. And collocate literally means to place together or locate side by side. Once you see that literal translation, the modern definition makes complete sense. And this brings us to a huge championship tip. Whenever you hear a super long, unfamiliar word, don't panic. You don't have to just memorize random letters. You're going to build the word like a Lego set. Just isolate your prefix first, so trans means across. Then identify your root. Loc means place. And finally, analyze your suffix. Ation means process. You're solving a puzzle. You're not just rote memorizing. Moving into section 4, the 7 key spelling patterns. This is your elite framework. So this framework maps out the most common prefixes and suffixes that attach to that loc root. If you know that re means again, dis means apart, or that the suffix or refers to a person or device, like in locator, you turn this really complex spelling task into a perfectly predictable system. Honestly, it's like having the master key to the English language.
And just notice how incredibly reliable these patterns are. Pattern 1 points out that the LOC root is super stable. It almost never changes how it's spelled. Pattern 4 is a big red flag reminding us to watch out for that tricky double L in words like allocate. Remember that add to al assimilation we talked about? That's why. And pattern 7 gives us a fantastic auditory clue. The syllable loc keeps a completely consistent sound across almost all its word forms.
We really need to look closely at pattern 5, because knowing Latin plurals is pure gold for spelling competitions. Watch how the singular words on the left that end in us flip to an I on the right to become plural. Locus transforms to loci, exactly like fungus becomes fungi or alumnus becomes alumni. Spotting this exact structural shift is going to save you big time on stage.
Stop number 5, spelling, alerts, and memory tricks. Let's learn how to avoid the traps.
Because look, even with the best framework, there are definitely traps. You want to avoid these common spelling bee pitfalls. First, remember the exact spelling of location. Do not accidentally sneak an E in the middle. Second, pay close attention so you don't confuse the suffixes of localize and locate. Third, always check your style guides for collocation, because some actually require a hyphen. Fourth, when you see LOCI, always pronounce it loci. And lastly, never forget that double L in allocate.
Now, we can also use some really fun visual memory tricks to lock these words in forever. Picture the LOC root as this giant magical city. Inside that city, relocate is a moving truck. Translocate is a person walking across a bridge. Collocate is two best friends sharing a house. Think of locus as one single glowing map pin, and loci as a whole huge cluster of those glowing pins. Using these mental images anchors those abstract letters to concrete ideas in your brain. It works like magic.
And we've made it to our final stop. Section 6, the mini challenge and final review.
Okay, it is mini challenge time. Grab your mental magnifying glasses, word detectives. I want you to break apart these 5 massive words: relocation, allocation, locator, locality, and translocation. Can you slice them up into their prefix, root, and suffix, and figure out the literal meaning before we check the answers? Give it a shot. All right, let's see how you did. Just look at how perfectly these words split into neat little prefix, root, and suffix blocks. Relocation cleanly splits into re, loc, and ation. Translocation is trans, loc, and ation. If you were able to parse these out and recognize that they all revolve around that core concept of place, then huge congratulations. You are analyzing vocabulary exactly like a champion speller.
As we wrap up this explainer, I really want you to remember our golden formula: locus equals place. Champion spellers don't just mindlessly memorize letters. They deeply understand where words come from. So as you head back out on your own language journey, I want to leave you with this thought. When you encounter your very next unfamiliar word, are you just going to try to guess the letters, or will you ask yourself, what place, position, or location is this word describing? Master the roots, and you'll master the entire language.